What brought me here is actually an interesting story. It was an invitation from the Bodensee Aerospace meeting board. They were discussing who would they invite to the keynote, and suddenly they were not having many ideas. And one friend of mine actually said, what about something from Mars? And I have this connection, and it turned out to be very interesting because then, of course, I could make a presentation linking a lot of what we do in ESA with the industry, with how we see the future of space, how we see the future of the participation of the different private companies in cooperation with the public institutions, and how we can make a story, let's say, of linking our ESA Mars missions, the future, with very concrete things here on Earth for the industries.
So is the Bodensee Aerospace meeting an important institution for you and to network and to collaborate?
I believe so, yes. Not just for me, but also ESA, as part of the ESA, let's say, duty even, to link and interact with all these companies, make ourselves available to questions, networking, contracts, how to do business with ESA, what sort of opportunities these people should be looking at, how can they work with us, how can we help them. So yes, I think these sorts of forums are very important for this.
And concerning your Mars mission, what is the most asked question after these keynotes to you?
The question, well, there are a lot of questions about all this cooperation with the different entities, with the different industries, with the different countries. How can that work? There is, of course, the question of how much money does this thing cost, and whether it's money well spent or not. Hint, hint, yes. That's basically all the things that are maybe not so obvious. People think, but it wasn't obvious that it takes only 6 months to go to Mars, or it wasn't obvious that all this is so complicated. So it's all this. I think people know that ESA do space missions and Mars missions, but all that it's involved and all the complexity that's behind is not so obvious.
How is it to be on a mission to Mars?
Oh, it's great. It's the best job in the world, I think. Yeah. So it is very, very interesting because my job involves a lot of still technical competences, but a lot of interaction with the people. You've maybe seen in my keynote, I emphasized a bit the work with the people, the soft skills that are nowadays even more required from everyone, and this is really one of the key things that we need to watch out. So on the one hand, managing this complexity and making sure that we don't get lost in the detail, that we focus our attention and the right things at the right time, and still work with all the different teams to move forward towards our goal.
How do you move language barriers?
Well, the ESA has actually 2 official languages, and it's a requirement if you want to work for ESA that you have to speak French or English. Okay, but that's
still complicated enough.
That's the theory. We speak English, yeah, but it is true that sometimes not everybody speaks English. Some people have a few difficulties on that. For sure, with external parties, say we do work with Chinese, with not so much, but with the Japanese space agency, with the Russian space agency, with all space agencies around the world, and we have to agree on a common way to do it, and when things fail, we use translators. But it is a challenge, and things do get lost in translation sometimes.
I bet it does. When do you say mission completed?
When I say, so in my specific case, when we land on Mars, and we hand over the control of the rover and of the platform to the respective control centers.
Wow, that's 2020, is it?
That should be 2021. So we launched in 2020, then in summer, more or less, July. We arrive in 19th of March 2021, and then we expect to take something like a week, 10 days, until we are able to drive the rover out, and then we do this handover of the control to the respective control centers for their science missions, and that will be my job will be complete then.